Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And one of the things I played back in the early 1980s, went with some friends to Duck Pen Bowling Alley in Falls Church. This is back in the early 1980s, and did some duck pin bowling. It's a variation of the traditional 10-pin bowling with smaller, lighter balls and shorter, wider pins that resemble ducks. Differences: there's 3 rolls per frame instead of 2, shorter lanes, balls don't have finger holes, or smaller, make it more of a challenging game. Family friendly activity that originated in Baltimore around 1900, popular in northeastern United States and parts of Canada. So I've been reading this book called When the Colts Belong to Baltimore. It's written by this former Washington Post reporter, William Gildea, and he talks about growing up in Baltimore and in the late 1940s, 1950s, and talks about the Baltimore Colts football team and a lot of stuff about his personal life too. Him and his father would go together to the games each time they played. This is back when the Colts when they were original Baltimore Colts were in the All-American Football Conference, and were in the NFL for a year, absorbed the NFL for a year, and then folded. And in 1953, Baltimore inherited the Dallas Texans football team and became the Baltimore Colts. Anyway, he mentioned duck pin bowling, and he used to go to it, and he's mentioning duck pin bowling originating in Baltimore, so I thought that was pretty interesting. Duck pin balls are about 5 inches, weigh between 3 pounds 6 ounces and 3 pounds 12 ounces. I was looking at a picture of the setup, and it's 10 pins like regular bowling. The pins are shorter, thinner, and lighter, making it more difficult for a smaller ball to achieve a strike. For that reason, that's why the bowlers allowed 3 rolls per frame. It's a 10 frame game like regular bowling. Bowlers try to knock down pins in the fewest rolls per frame. Bowler knocks down all 10 pins in the first roll. It is considered a strike. If all pins are knocked down in 2, considered a spare. If all pins are knocked down in 3 rows, his score is a 10 with no bonus. If pins are standing after the third ball, the bowler gets 1 point for each pin knocked down. In case of a strike, the bowler gets 10 points plus the total number of pins knocked down, with the next 2 balls rolled for a maximum of 30 points. In case of a spare, the bowler gets 10 points plus the number of pins knocked down, with the next ball for a maximum of 20 points. If it takes all 3 balls to knock down all 10 pins, the bowler gets 10 points with no bonus. Bowler's final score is the sum of all the points earned over 10 frames. Maximum possible score is 300 points like regular bowling. That would be accomplished by rolling 12 strikes in a row. And it says it's never been achieved under official conditions. Interesting. Quite a few in regular bowling. People now in regular bowling have bowled perfect 300 games. Origin of it has been disputed. It's been said that it began in Baltimore at a bowling billiards pool hall owned by future Baseball Hall of Famers John McGraw and Wilbert Robertson, both of the old Baltimore Orioles. One such claim is reported in the Pittsburgh Press March 3rd, 1929. However, research has since found references to duck pin dating to the early 1890s in New Haven, Boston, Lowell, Massachusetts. So apparently, research shows that the sport has been around at least of 1894 and probably well before that. There was a publication that Rosenberg found to reference to duck pen in the Boston Globes. The person that did research was Howard W. Rosenberg. Duck pens were not an organized sport until the National Duck Pen Bowling Congress, NDBC, was founded in 1927. 1953, submarine designer Ken Sherman developed the first automatic duck pen setter. Its design having over 1,000 moving parts. This is the world record high score was done in 1992 of 279, so that's 21 pins away from a perfect 300. And for the women, 265 pins in 1973. I was trying to get some information on the height of the duck pens, and they stand about 9.4 inches tall compared to the 15 inches of a regular 10-pin bowling pin. But yeah, I remember doing it, and yeah, you gotta just have to grab the ball with your hand, and you have to have a good grip on it, or the thing can just slip right out of your hands. It's not like a bowling ball where you put your fingers in the holes. There are no holes on these balls, and they're a lot smaller. I guess they're a little bigger than the croquet balls. They're kind of similar to that, from what I remember. But I haven't done duck pen bowling in years. I personally prefer regular bowling myself. I haven't done that in years either, but I've done regular bowling more recent than I did duck pen. And gosh, it's probably been about 30 years since I've even been to a regular bowling alley. I've heard it's gotten to be pretty expensive now to go bowling. That's what I've been told. I guess the best thing to do if you really like to bowl is join a league. And that's what I was able to find out on. I just wanted to see if duck pen bowling actually originated in Baltimore. It's kind of there's some dispute over that one. Anyway, looking for ideas on shows to do in the future. Shows about preserving history, especially obscure aspects of history. If it's feasible, I will research it and base a show on it. And so, as always, like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching.